Disclaimer, we are unqualified and unapologetic. We are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not mental health specialists. So take what works, leave what doesn't. Now let's do this.
Yeah. Turn the mic up. Turn the doubts down. Growth talk with the bass loud. Sessions and lessons. Unscripted.
Sessions and lessons, unscripted vibes. Joel and Gloria, host not hard to find. Light in the dark, but the beat still bang. Heal your mind while the speakers shake. Sessions and lessons, talk that's real. Laugh, cry, grow, yeah, we feel what we feel. Joel and Gloria, truth, no script. Self-help, my spit, let it rip. Yeah, woke up stressed, world heavy on my chest. Hit play, now I'm breathing a little less mess. They don't preach, they relate. Couple goals while they teach you how to elevate. Marriage strong, but the humor.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gloria.
Yeah.
Busting the move over there.
Good thing we're not filming.
Yeah, not yet. Bwahaha.
Wahaha.
Hey, everybody, it's Joel, the host of Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And the lady over there that was damn near breakdancing, Gloria Rosario.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you're good. Are you good, Gloria?
I'm good. No, I'm good.
That's good.
Yes.
Nothing new to report.
No. Right?
No. News. What is it? Like no news is good news, I
No
guess?
news is good news, yes.
What was that from? I know that's a commercial back in the 1900s.
The 1900s.
Oh, my gosh, the 1900s. Gloria's got this cool new wallpaper on her phone that I was born in the 1900s.
Oh, it says, please be patient. I was born in the 1900s.
And it has like a picture of an old computer.
There's like a Pikachu. Lava lamp.
What else was big back then? Pogs.
The bubble gum or the bubble, what was it called?
Big League Chew.
No, the pink bubble gum. Big Bubba's or...
Bazookas?
No.
Bazooka, remember that cum?
Yeah. I still like it. They sell
Probably
it
why
still.
my teeth got all jacked up.
Man, that thing was hard to chew down on.
Dude, it was great because you can, like, we had penny candies, right? And
yeah.
Every little penny we'd find or whatever, then you would go to the store and just like, with like 100 pieces of candy, and you just like you're a baller. Like you go in there with
the pennies down on the counter.
Slam the pennies on the counter and be like, count them out, you candy dealer. And then they'd have to put all the candy. I'd come out with a paper bag just full of candy.
Well, where I grew up by now it's known the Allstate Arena, but back then it was called the Rosemont Horizon.
Yeah.
And once you cross the parking lot of the Rosemont Horizon or whatever it's called, you would cross the busy street, and there used to be a liquor store. And in that liquor store, you would go, and they had like a whole little section of nothing but like candies. Mm-hmm. And I remember like my mom, anytime that she had like some spare change, she would put it like into a bucket.
Oh.
And that was like our bank account for, candy or whatever.
Your candy account.
Yeah. So, when we first moved there, like the kids in the area would tell us like, oh, let's go to the candy shop. We're like, what's a candy shop? Because where we had come from before, there wasn't like a little corner store or anything by us.
Uh-huh.
And I remember that we used to annoy this lady because like we used to go multiple times a day with like 100 pennies.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be like one kid. It'd be like the whole freaking neighborhood. We'd get together and we would all go like in a little group.
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember, man, a lot of, what were my go-tos back then? You had Now and Laters. I don't know if this is a regional thing or there used to be those box candies, Ferrara Pan or whatever.
Oh, I remember those.
Lemon Heads,
yes.
Cherry Clan, Boston Baked Beans. What was the other one?
They used to have like
Alexander the Grape.
They had these Granny candies. Like Granny, it came in like sour apple, grape.
I don't remember that one.
It was taffy, but it was...
Okay, I remember now.
It was like green, yellow, blue,
Then, of course,
purple.
you had like your typical bubble gum and stuff like that. And then I used to really like Chico sticks, too.
You know
remember those?
What? I don't know what those are. What are those?
Those were those like the inside of a Butterfinger bar, that peanut buttery stuff?
Yeah.
It was basically just a stick of that.
Oh, I don't remember those.
Then you had cowtails and black cows and
all sorts of cows.
Oh my gosh.
I remember my favorite ones were the granny ones. The sour cherries or cherry sours.
Oh, those were good too.
Those
the
were
sour
awesome.
cherry, yep.
Yeah, and then it was of course the Tootsie Rolls.
Do you remember the candy display at the grocery store where you had to put a nickel in there to get a sample?
Oh my god!
I never put a nickel in there.
No, I'd wait for the second that my mom wasn't paying attention and run up there and grab a handful
I think
and
it
shove
was
it in my pocket.
Brock's Candies, I think was that.
Oh,
and
those
then
used to be so good. Those are definitely a Chicago thing.
I used to grab I think they were called gum dingers. It was like a little cherry, I guess a jawbreaker, but it had gum in the middle of it. So I would get those all the time. And then there was these little parfait something. It was like caramels with cream in them. Then you get them in
those
different.
were so good.
They were in different flavors.
Yeah.
But there was this big metal box on there that said 5 cents for a sample. And it's like you just have kids running up there all the time, just taking it. Or they pretend like I might have done this once or
we
twice.
did that. We pretended.
Well, we tapped the top of the box like we're putting the 5 cents in there, and then we walk away with like
handfuls of candy,
stuff falling out of our pockets.
No, my mom would give us a couple of pennies like here and there. And we would save them up, and that's what we would use them for.
Oh, I've done that before, too, where it said 5 cents.
And you put a penny in there?
I put a penny
or
that
like
I had on me.
Yeah.
And then do you have a penny? Like, what? For what? And then all of a sudden
But you know, my mom used to do that, too. Like, she'd just go and get like 2 or 3 pieces and just eat them.
Then they also had a display like that, but it was cookies. And cookies is a little bit, because I think you could just... You just grab the cookies. They were like fresh, I guess freshly baked. And then they brought them to the store.
Yeah.
And my favorite ones were the windmill ones with the almond slices in there.
Yeah, those are awesome.
But because there was like a bag or something. You like pick the amount of cookies you wanted, throw it in the bag, and then you would pay for it, right? Not me. I'd go up there and just like take chunks of cookies. Oh, this is a sample?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of candies that they don't sell anymore that they used to. Do you remember, did you ever get the cigarette boxes?
Yes.
Oh, I love those.
There was the 2 kinds. There was the one that was like chalk, and then there was the one that was bubble gum.
Bubble gum, yeah.
And I remember, and I didn't know it at first. If you blow into like the bubble gum ones,
the smoke would come out.
Yeah, there was like powdered sugar or something, and then it would like puff or whatever.
Oh, my mom hated when we bought those.
Yeah,
she's like, you're not allowed to buy those.
That's not gonna fly now.
No, of course not.
Or Fun Dips, remember those where you like put saliva all over that little candy stick?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Dip it in the
I like the
sugar.
The pixie sticks.
Pixie sticks.
I'm not wrong. The pixie stick.
Or what was the other one? Sixlets, the little chocolate balls.
Yeah.
Sixlets.
Oh, you know which ones I like?
How the hell did we get into this conversation?
I don't know, but let me finish telling you this.
Okay, go ahead and finish.
I was a weird kid. Do you remember the violet candies?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love those.
They still sell them.
They do.
And then, wasn't there like a violet gum too?
Yes, they still sell that too.
Ugh.
I love that. I don't know. Like I said, I was a weird kid.
No, it was, and then they had a clove candy too, I think.
I don't know.
It was made out of cloves. I know you could buy clove cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, they were like in a little
Black.
red cellophane.
I guess.
Yeah, I like those too. See, I was a weird kid.
All those emo kids that thought they were vampires were always trying to smoke clove cigarettes. It's like, okay, whatever.
Nerd.
Well, every time I think of cloves, I think of ham.
Ham?
People are like, what? Because when my mom would make ham, she would do the
clove thing.
She'd cut the ham like all fancy, and then she would do a slice of pineapple, the maraschino cherry, and then she would put the clove in there. Oh. So then it would look all fancy, and then she would bake it. Every time I think of clove or see cloves or hear cloves, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
When my mom used to cook her
I love
her
cloves.
Ham. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a spicy girl.
You are spicy.
Spicy.
And how the hell did we get on this subject?
I don't know, but what are we talking about today?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. I'm thinking that we were going to talk about, since we're on that kind of subject back in the day or
back
stuff.
In the day when I was a kid.
Huh?
That song, back in the day when I was a kid, I'm not a kid anymore.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, boys.
I didn't listen to that kind of music.
All right, thug life. Relax.
Anyways, we thought we'd go through some questions about kind of peer pressurist questions back when we were younger in the 1900s.
The 1900s.
Which seems like such a long time ago.
It does.
Doesn't it seem like a super long time ago?
Yeah, I'm still astonished at the fact that I made it this long. Like,
yeah, you and me both.
No, because like when you're like a 10-year-old kid and you think about like your 30s and your 40s, you're like,
oh,
man,
you're so
that's
old.
like so long away. And now
don't you remember when you were a kid and like a 30-year-old was like, oh my gosh.
A 20-year-old to me was old.
Here I am going to be 51 now. Wow. Makes me sad.
Oh, stop it.
All right. So, so I thought we'd go through some questions about, adolescent peer pressure-y type stuff back in the 1900s, 80s, and 90s.
Oh, that was such a bad era for me.
I thought the 80s, and I mean, later in the 90s, my life kind of went weird, but the 80s and 90s, I think those two periods of time were pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff happened in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. And I know people make fun of it or whatever. And you know what? You guys can go kick rocks.
Yeah, because one day when you're our age, you're going to look back and be like, oh, that's
going to be weird.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't even think about how that's going to be when like the newer generation becomes the older generation. You guys don't know how hard how hard we had it.
Hard?
It's like with AI and everything now doing everything.
Doing
for
your homework for you.
Yeah. It's like, when I was your age, I had to type it out on a keyboard.
We don't even have to type anymore. You could word to text everything, even on the laptop.
True. That is true. All you got to do is talk into the air, and it does it for you. Man, reminds me when I sat down and when little Joel was sitting on the couch watching TV, his little black and white TV in the dark back in the 1900s, early 1900s,
late 1800s, dear.
Like I would watch like Buck Rogers, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, all that stuff, right? And then there'd be like in the future, year 2000.
What talk show? It was a nighttime show.
Uh-huh.
They used to say in the year 2000.
Oh, that was Conan.
Oh, was it Conan?
Yeah, before they screwed him over. Yeah, Conan O'Brien. In the year 2000. Yeah, but I remember watching those shows, and it's like in the future, the year 1995.
1999.
And then it's like the technology they would have, like on Star Trek, they're talking into their hand. Like, that's weird. And now people do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, when you really think about it, it's like all this stuff is like happening now.
I remember when I got a light bright. or what was that? Light Bright, right?
Yeah, I never got one.
We got it at a thrift store. That's the only reason why we got it. No, but I remember thinking like, man, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
The Light Bright.
I thought those were cool, actually.
I thought they were awesome.
All right, I guess we should get into some of these questions. All right. So, Gloria, if you didn't own the right shoes in the 80s or 90s, how fast did you get socially demoted? What were they in your school? Nike, Reeboks, or Airwalks?
My Little Ponies.
Okay.
So what age group are we talking about? Because, different ages have different priorities and style.
Well, yeah. I guess in the 80s I would have been, I was born in 75? Gasp. So in the early 80s I would be like, 5 years old, 6 years old. I guess, well, I know Jordans were a big deal, which they are now still. It's insane to me, like the whole sneakerhead thing. I never received a pair of Michael Jordan shoes because, and I mean, now I get why my parents would never buy them. First of all, back then,
They were expensive.
And I mean, what was a pair back then? Like maybe $90,
if that, maybe a little less.
and that was like, you want how much for those? Like now, the guys are paying $200, $300, $400, $700, $900, or more for a pair of Michael Jordan sneakers, which to me is insane. But I mean, it was that, and then most of the time we didn't live in the best neighborhoods, and there was a lot of gang stuff going on.
Yeah.
Just no good nicks out there stealing, and they didn't want me to get mugged.
I don't know, like, shoes-wise for me, like, I didn't really care. I never cared about, like, name brand stuff. Like, I would wear stuff from Kmart, and I would wear stuff from, like, Walmart.
Yeah, I never really did either, but, I mean, Jordans would be one of the ones. I remember, and I don't know why these shoes stuck out so much. I remember Payless Shoe Source, and their house brand, I guess, was Pro Wings or something like that.
I remember those.
Pro Wings. I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
But there was these one in particular, and they were Pro Wings, but I thought they were cool, right? So they were like these shoes that had little, not cleats, but they were like fake, I guess, like fake cleats. They had like these nubs on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it had like this flap in the front, and they looked different, right? So I wanted these, and they were white with these.
Oh, I remember which ones. They look like moccasins almost, right?
No. Well,
some of them
it was
did.
a weird
Yeah,
shoe.
it was.
But even my parents were like, because of course, the typical thing when you're a kid, right? They put you put the shoe on. They tell you to walk. You walk around. They ask you how it feels. Then they're like, "Come here," and then they do the toe check, where they check the front of your foot to make sure you're not just BSing them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is a
good fit.
Yeah. So, yeah, these shoes, I loved them, and I didn't care if people made fun of them or whatever. I thought they looked cool.
No, I remember one time we were like in a group, and this kid actually had these shoes that I really liked. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Oh man, I love your shoes. Where'd you get them?" He was all embarrassed. He's like, "Oh, my mom got these for me at Walmart." I was like, "Oh, they're so cool. Like, I like the color." Like, and he was so pumped up, but I wasn't even trying to like pump him up. I really genuinely liked his shoes.
It's funny too, like, and I don't know, it's just weird how, especially with social media now.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's like Walmart sells these, what is it, Avia, and they like, I've bought a pairs of these.
They're actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I bought a couple pairs for just like bumming around the house or doing errands or whatever. And of course they're like $20 a pair or something like that. Now all of a sudden all of a sudden, like, oh, you got to go get these shoes at Walmart. And then when you go to Walmart, they're always sold out because now all these people listen to social media and they go run out and buy it. And then, it's crazy to me. Just like remember the what brand? Champion?
Yeah.
Champion was like not an expensive brand. Like when I was a kid, that was like at the back of Kmart, and
right,
like when you
find that in like the back of the
and then you would wear Champion stuff, and it's like everyone else had what Starter. I don't know if New Era was a thing back then, but they saw you in a Champion shoes or Champion T-shirt, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's broke."
Yeah,
but now it's like
normal.
Man, check out my hoodie. It's a Champion hoodie. It's like, dude, I used to get that for $5 at Walmart. Or not at Walmart, at Kmart.
No, it's funny because, like, I don't know. We only had, like, my mom worked her butt off. Like, she was a workhorse. Like I mentioned before, you know, we had things, but it was because we never saw my mom. So there was a cause and effect, right? Mm-hmm. So I remember that my mom would save up, like, at the end of the school year, she would save up all summer so she could like buy us shoes. Mm-hmm. And then maybe she might get us like a decent pair, but we didn't care though. I was happy with any shoes, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember that one year or a couple times the sperm donor would come by and he would spend like all this money on our like gym shoes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was so rare for us to like, because we would have like our school shoes and then our house shoes and then our outside shoes. Like, you know what I mean? So you couldn't wear your Nikes to go outside and play because they were your school shoes.
Right.
And you couldn't go to the doctors in your, you know, school shoes. You had to wear your dress shoes. And it was a whole affair, but yeah. Never really cared too much about shoes until I got older.
All right. Moving on to the next question. How much of your personality was shaped by the music tribe you picked? Nirvana shirts versus New Kids on the Block posters.
What?
Basically, what was, I guess, the music scene or music you were into?
It depends. Like when the New Kids on the Block were out, I was into them. When Nirvana came out, I was into Nirvana. You know, I was all over the place musically.
I was too, because I liked everything. Like, and I will say though, speaking of New Kids, or NKOTB as they like to be called now,
New Kids,
because they're not kids, they're all old men.
Old men.
They'd be old men on the block. They were a guilty pleasure band or group because there were a few songs they had that I really did like.
Ooh.
Yes, I am admitting that now. You guys can give me crap if you want. There are some New Kids songs that I enjoyed. I was all over the place. I think early on, I know when my parents listened to music, especially my dad, he had a lot of old school salsa records and a lot of old school, like, I remember a lot of, this is going to sound weird, a lot of disco, a lot of, not so much rocky stuff. It was always like pop or, like I said, disco, salsa, old. I think one of my dad's favorites were, who did Bad Leroy Brown? Jim Croce? Whatever. But I remember 8-tracks. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Old records and 8-tracks. And then when I got into my own music, a lot of it, of course, was like, you figure what, the 80s, so like a lot of earlier hip hop. So I was into that really big, and then I went from hip hop to rock or metal, and then I think I stuck more. I mean, like, I listen to everything. Like, now, I listen to pretty much everything, but my go-to genre, I guess, would be heavier music or metal. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm good. Sorry, I was looking something up. Actually, speaking of like music and all that, you know who passed away today?
Who was that?
Willie Colon.
Wow.
Yes.
That is insane.
Yeah,
That guy's a legend.
He was born in 1950, I think.
People are like, who's that? So he is a trombonist and salsero. He's a salsa legend. He used to work a lot with like Hector Lavoe and a bunch of other people. He was, and I want to say too, he was a New York City police officer. That was his quote unquote day job.
That's
which
crazy.
To
that
me was nuts. Yeah, 'cause
a legend.
you're
that
like
has
a legendary musician, and he's got a day job as a cop.
Right.
But wow, that's, man, I'm telling you, it's lately. Who was it? Ozzy, him. Who else has passed lately? What they say, they always happen in threes.
Yeah.
I think there's more than three at this point. The actress, Catherine O'Hara.
Oh yeah, she passed away too.
Yeah, she just passed away. Wow,
there's a few,
and
I can't think of off the top of my head.
One messed up thing about it is like people that we used to be entertained by, or like that we grew up with, and now they're all falling away. It's like, oh man, that kind of.
Well, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there, but musically, I was
crazy.
Yeah, musically, I was all over the place. I'm telling you guys, I was such a weird kid.
You're a weird adult too.
I used to spend a lot of time in our library, our local library. Mm-hmm. And then I discovered that if you went in and you asked them if you can borrow like a cassette player.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah,
yeah, you could sit there. That. So I was like exposed to so many different like music types. I learned classical music. I learned to listen to like.
I used to really like listening to classical music back in the day. Yeah.
And I would just sit there for hours at the library and just play these tapes.
Yeah.
And then when the CDs came out, I used to sit there for hours listening to these. And I listened to everything. Like, I was in third grade listening to, like, the Beatles and, John Lennon and then Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. So I was exposed to, like, different music, from a very young age because I had access to it at the library, so... And also, I listened to a lot of, like, our Latino music. On the weekends, the parents would turn on Vicente Fernandez, and, Sunday morning or Saturday. Yeah, while you clean.
They're shoving a broom in your face.
Right. Get up and clean,
Get up and clean.
But, yeah, and even to this day, I'm still all over the place with music. I don't identify with, like, one.
So you don't have, like, a go-to genre, like your favorite genre?
Honestly... And this is going to sound so cliche. I have my favorite artists that I like to listen to. Like, I like to listen to Post Malone. I'm a Posty fan.
Yes.
I like to listen to Joji.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I probably do, but
you do. I'm sure you do.
Well, Post Malone's like a country guy now, isn't he?
Yeah, but I like country music too, so it's...
Okay.
I like listening to all that. And then, of course, I like listening to my boy...
Joel Rosario.
No. Daddy Yankee.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. I don't know why I said that.
I'm a fan.
I am a huge fan of Bad Bunny, so yes. Those are my go-tos.
All right. Let's see. Where did we leave out? Okay. Did you ever pretend to like a band, movie, or trend just to avoid being roasted? What was the lie?
Oh, it was a really big trend to hate on Barney. And I secretly used to watch Barney.
So did I.
Yeah. I sat there.
I used to watch it.
I'd be like, my friends would come over and my little cousins were living with us at the time.
And Barney is stupid.
And I was like, oh, I have to watch it because, I'm watching my cousin, okay? And low-key,
you were sitting there.
Yeah, I'd be like... I love you, singing along with it.
Me. I forget something family.
I don't remember all the songs.
As we get copyrighted.
I know, right? Shush, stop. Yeah, that was probably the only thing. Other than that, I was pretty much all over the place. Like, I didn't care what people thought of my likes and dislikes.
Yeah, I'm the same. If I didn't like something, I didn't like it.
You know what other show I used to watch too? And this is kind of like funny because it's, I was a little older at this time. I used to like to watch Arthur and Dragon Tales.
Arthur, I might have watched some.
Yeah, he's the aardvark that could talk.
Wasn't there a controversy with that just recently? I don't remember. Maybe I could be mistaken.
Yeah, there was, but I don't think it's worth talking about.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Dragon Tales, I don't recall.
Dragon Tales, it's all time for Dragon Tales.
I remember reading Rainbow. That was great. I used to love that.
Reading Rainbow.
LeVar Burton.
Yes.
He doesn't age, does he? No. I think the last time I saw him, that dude's aging pretty well.
I think he's a vampire.
Maybe he is. But he was teaching us all how to read.
Thank you, Mr. Vampire Man.
Or he was getting us interested in books.
Yes. And of course, Mr. Rogers, Lamb Chops, Play Along, all those.
Her daughter took over all that stuff, right?
Yes. She was actually touring not too long ago.
Like, she's the new voice of Lamb Chop and stuff, right?
She can do an exact voice.
Her mom's voice. Yeah, that's weird.
That is so cool, though.
But and she's older too.
Yeah.
Like
she's her mom's age when
she got real super popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
whatever. She's always been popular, but she really picked up on that Lamb Chop.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care if I didn't like something. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Was skipping school, sneaking out, or drinking actually about rebellion, or just not wanting to be the boring one?
I was rebellious, so to me it was the rebellion thing.
Okay.
They said no, and I said yes.
There's a song like that.
Yeah.
I say no, you say yes. Isn't that the Beatles? Mm-hmm. Paul McCartney and company.
Yeah.
Skipping school, did that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Sneaking out, did that a bunch of times. Drinking, not really. That wasn't my thing. I had people I hung out with that did. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even know how the heck they had access to that stuff. Well, anyways, whatever. I don't know. I just kind of blended in. I don't care about being the boring one or the whatever. I just hung out.
No, I remember one time somebody asked me, because I had a really bad reputation for just drugs. I mean, obviously, I was partying at that age. And, one of my friends said, my mom doesn't want me to hang out with you because you're a bad influence.
Right.
And they're like, I don't think you're a bad influence. They're like, do you think you're a bad influence? I was like, yes, I'm a very bad influence. I was like, how could, I get why your parents don't want you to hang out with me. It's up to you. I don't care, know. But I would never pressure anybody into anything. Like,
no.
And nobody ever pressured me into anything. That's been a question that I have been asked before. Like, were you peer pressured into, like, doing these things? I was like, no, I did them because I wanted to. But I never forced anybody. I never told anybody. I never made anybody feel bad about not, doing these stuff. But yeah, for me, it was definitely a rebellious thing.
I think I answered that already.
Yeah.
So how intense was body image pressure before social media? Did magazines and shows like Beverly Hills 90210 quietly mess with your head?
No, the only thing that I wanted was straight hair. Because
you know what, all I wanted was long hair, but my hair was very curly, and every time I tried to grow it out, it would grow like an afro. So I didn't do it. I wish I did. I would have had like a lion's mane for hair.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But I miss my hair. But you know what, bald is beautiful.
No, I remember there was a couple of things that I begged my mom for. Mm-hmm. I wanted the bowl cut, which was not the best of ideas.
Every time you say that, I'm just like, seriously.
I need to find this picture. I'm going to make it my life's mission to find this
please.
picture.
I'm going to talk to my mother-in-law and see if she has this picture.
She does not. My mom can't
She's gonna find it. I'm gonna stay on top and be like, hey, can you find this?
No, so it's funny because like I begged her for that, and then she gave it to me, and then I look like a boy with a bowl cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I begged for her to let me get curly hair because I was born with wavy hair. Like if you look at the picture behind you, we have pictures of ourselves as kids in the studio now.
Mm-hmm.
And my hair was like kind of wavy, but it was basically just straight, you know, but at the ends were wavy. And I wanted curly hair because all of my friends had curly hair and their moms had taken them to the salon to get their hair curled.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom had a friend who's like, okay, just bring her in. She's like, I'll do it. You guys don't have to pay for it or anything. She's like, I'll take care of it. I cried. I was like,
okay, and why did you cry?
It didn't look right to me. Like I hated it, but my hair is naturally curly. So
Well, you got what you wanted.
yeah, I did. And then the final one is I had asked the lady for something and she ended up giving me a mullet. So
all party in the front, business in the back.
Yeah.
I don't think I had media had nothing to do with nothing.
No.
I already had low self-esteem.
That came naturally
So
in our
yeah,
household.
I already had that, so I didn't whatever. I didn't even bother with the social stuff.
No.
If you grew up before cell phones, how much pressure was there to answer your house phone perfectly in case it was your crush or their parent?
I don't know. Nobody really answered. It was whoever was the closest to the phone would run to the phone.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you would just kind of throw the headset on the table.
Yeah.
You'd either yell or go get somebody.
The phone would usually be for me or my mom. So it'd be like, my brothers would answer. My mom would be like at the other end of the place or the house or whatever.
Did your mom do this where if it was a call for you, she'd shoot you a dirty look? Like, I'm paying for that phone call.
No. My mom
used to get dirty looks when my friends would call.
No, what would happen is when we learned how to star 67 and star 69. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Star 67, I think, was to make your number private, and star 69 was to return the last missed phone call.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So I remember, it was funny because, that's how we used to prank call people. Star 67, and then you would dial their number, and it wouldn't come up on their caller ID when caller ID came out. But we learned that if you did the star 69, it would automatically call that number back.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Quick phone story, and this is kind of making myself look bad with this story, I think. So back in the 1900s, there used to be a lot of these call now, only 99 cents a minute. So there was this one in particular. I don't remember where I heard it. Might have been the radio or something. I don't remember where I got the phone number. But it was, how should I say, without, with keeping it clean. Yeah, something like that. And I would call almost every day. And these were numbers that, I mean, they pay you pay by the minute.
It was
whatever.
like $1.99 a minute at first.
Well, it wasn't that much, I don't think, but regardless, they charged you while you were on there. So the longer you were on there, the more the phone call costs. I think the whole amount of the bill that one time that I ran up like $100 worth of charges.
You think that's bad? I called the New Kids on the Block line. That was like $1.99 a minute.
Yeah.
It was expensive, like almost $2 a minute, $3.
How much was that bill?
$500.
Wow.
And it wasn't even at my house. It was at a friend's house.
Hey, as long as that's a friend's house, that's their problem.
Oh, no. My mom was friends with their parents.
Oh, she made her pay it? She's like, you better pay my phone bill.
Yeah, my mom had to. She was not happy.
Ouch.
She was not. And I remember too, because At first it was the girls calling, like their daughters, right? And the daughters lost interest, but me, because I'm such a like weirdo,
You go overboard.
I go overboard, and I just kept calling every chance that I got. And I used to spend weekends there. So that's how the phone bill got to $500. And this is like in the 90s, okay? $500 for a phone bill was unheard of. And my mom was so mad.
Well, back then, yeah, but like when my dad saw the phone bill when he opened it up, I remember that day too. He opened the bill up and he just like, "What is this,
Joel?"
And it's like, it was like $100 and something. And back then, that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
of money. And I mean, that was a lot of phone calls. What is this number? Blah,
God,
blah, 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 blah.
Weirdo.
And oh my gosh, I think I got banned from the phone for like a year or something like that. Like, you're not allowed to even.
Don't even touch it. Don't look at it.
Don't look at it. Don't touch it. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was.
I do have a creepy story about a phone. I'll make it really quick. So, in junior high, there was a 7-Eleven like on the same side of the street, but a little bit further down the block. Like, you could literally walk to the front of the school and see the 7-Eleven on the same street. So, of course, I was playing basketball at the time, and my friend was a cheerleader. So we would have practice around the same time.
All right.
I would wait for her, or she would wait for me, and then we walk over to 7-Eleven, we get our drinks, our snacks, and then we would walk home together because we lived in the same area.
Right.
So, one day there was this guy, and he was like so creepy. He was an older Indian guy, and I remember that we went in there, and I had my agenda, and back then in the agendas, we would write down our friends' numbers and all of that, So I was no different. I had all of my friends' numbers in the back of my, agenda. Or what are those things called? They weren't called agendas. They were called something else.
It was like your folder.
I don't know, but
Trapper keeper.
No, it wasn't a trapper keeper, but it had like all my information, my class schedules.
Right.
So I remember that we had finished with practice and stuff. We had gone to 7-Eleven, and I was going to spend the night at her house. It was a Friday, right? So I didn't live too far from her. So instead of going home, I just went to her house because I was going to spend the night. So we were just kind of hanging out, and the phone rings, right? And she's like running up to the phone. She's like, "Hello." And then you see the color like leave her face. And she's like, "Gloria, it's for you, man." I was like, "What?" I was like, "It's too early for my mom to call me." Like, okay, this is weird. So I go, and it's the
man.
The
on
man
the corner.
from the 7-Eleven store. He's like, "You need to come back and get your book, I guess, for lack of better. You need to come get your book." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to wait for my mom to drive me." He's like, No, you come now. You can come by yourself. I'm here." And I was really creeped out, and it hit me. How does he know what friend I'm with? Because I had a list. It wasn't just this one friend that I was with.
Okay.
It was like all of my little friends.
But it wasn't him just trying to return your book? Was he trying to be creepy or sketchy or what?
Okay. So I don't think you're understanding. I walked home, okay, with my friend. So how did he know to call that particular friend?
I don't know.
Doesn't that seem creepy to you?
Well, yeah.
And it's an older guy, an older man. So I was like, No. He's like, "Give me your address. I'll go drop it off for you."
Oy.
And I was like, "No, I'm going to wait for my mom, and I'm going to have my mom take me. Thank you." And I hung up the phone, and the phone kept ringing. And at this point, we were freaking out, where I was like, "Dude, if he figured out," and I told her, I was like, "How does he know who you are?" I had like all of my little friends, like not just her. And I was like, "How did he know your name?" I was like, "This is really creepy." I was like, "Oh no." and her mom was out of town or something, so we were both scared. And I remember I was like, you know what? Let's go to my house and let's tell my mom what happened.
Well, yeah.
So by that time, my mom had got home from work, and I was crying and I was telling her what happened and that this guy was like calling. And my mom's like, how did he know where you were and like the number? I was like, well, Mom, I don't have the addresses on there, but I have the names and the numbers. And then she's like, and how did he know who you were with? I was like, I don't know, Mom. Like, I didn't know how to answer this.
Right.
My mom was so pissed. She drove to 7-Eleven and she's like, I'm going to call the police. He's like, if you ever talk to any of these girls, any of them, in any way, shape, or form, she's like, I'm going to call the police. And, the guy tried to downplay it. And Mom was like, you don't think it's creepy for an older man to call these girls and keep calling the house? So, needless to say, that weekend was ruined. My friend ended up going to her aunt's house, and I ended up going to my house. My mom was like, there's no way I'm going to leave you guys by yourselves to spend the night at the house anymore.
Yeah. All right. This is an interesting question. Did anyone pressure you to grow up faster than you were ready for? Dating, sex, partying, what felt rushed?
That question is irrelevant. I mean, in my case, it was my mom was a single mom, and I had to grow up and do things quickly. And I've said this so many times before. I learned how to cook and clean and do laundry at a kindergarten, first, second grade, young. I remember my mom would go to work and she would leave me a load of clothes and the exact change to wash it and to dry it. And my other brother would help me take these down the stairs, and we would throw it in the wash, wait a little bit, go downstairs, put it in the dryer. And to tell you that my other brother had to help me take the stuff down the stairs will tell you that we were really little doing laundry, I was pressured from the moment I was born to be an adult, it's just life circumstances.
Well, my situation is interesting because, yes, I did have to grow up fast.
Right.
I mean, you guys out there listening, if you listen back, you'll know why. And because I was part of a relationship, I ran away from home when I was 15. So my life went from 15 years old to, adulthood right away. So yes, I did grow up fast. Grow up is kind of loose.
You were thrown into a situation just the same.
And yes, it was more than I was ready for.
Yeah.
So without going into great detail, yes, when I was at home, I guess, quote unquote, I didn't feel rushed or that I grew up too fast, but then I jumped from the flame or from the pan to the fire.
Right.
So, like I said, I won't go into major detail, but yes, that would be a yes. All right. How brutal was cafeteria hierarchy? Jocks, skaters, preps, goths. Where did you land, and how hard was it to cross lines?
We were very segregated in our school. We had the Mexican tables, and we had the Caucasian tables.
I think that's everywhere, though.
Yeah.
Everyone had their clique.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Me, I didn't care. I'd sit wherever.
Okay, but who did you hang out all the time with?
With everybody.
I was the same. I didn't have a particular group.
I had a core group of friends, but we didn't always have lunch or whatever together.
Right.
So, I'd sit wherever. Sometimes I'd sit and eat by myself. Like, I don't know. I was kind of that weird kid. Like, I had a bunch of friends, but I was okay being by myself, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would sit with the basketball players. Obviously, I was on the basketball team and stuff, but that was rare. I didn't care too much for the other girls, so...
Yeah, I wasn't, I was a skater at one point, but even then I didn't, hang out with a lot of other skaters. Yeah. There was just a few guys that I hung out with that actually skated as well. I was neutral.
Yeah, me too.
I was kind of everywhere.
I was kind of like the lone wolf, too. I was like, woo!
Yeah, I got along with pretty much everyone.
I did, too. I was okay in a group, but I was cool. Just like I would read during lunch, or I would draw during lunch. You know, just be on my own. I didn't really. I don't know. My social time was after school, not during school.
Okay, we got a couple more. Did you ever stay in a toxic friendship or relationship because breaking away meant social exile?
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
Not so much in high school, but after high school.
Okay.
He was the longest relationship I've had. Basically, all my 20s were with this guy. It wasn't so much like pressured. It was just we had the same group of friends.
Right.
And it would be awkward if I would have broken up with him. And we just kind of stuck together. Like, I think by the end, we both hated each other, though.
I don't recall ever staying in a... Me, I was always, if once I feel unwelcome and just it doesn't feel right, it just kind of faded away into the background. I just kind of exited myself.
I mean, for me, it was a convenience thing. I went to high school with him. We knew the same people.
Right.
We both liked to drink and get on substances and just kind of, you know, it was just a convenience thing, I guess. And then as we got older, we just kind of got used to each other and just kind of stuck it out. But I should have left that relationship like so many times.
I mean, now that I think about it, I think I could call my past relationship pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Because it was a relationship that shouldn't have happened in the first place.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but how long were you guys together for?
Well, you figure I was 15.
Right.
And then she passed away in 2016, so I was in my early 40s, I think, at that point. So it's a long time.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think him and I were together for like 14 years.
Yeah, we were together way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, for 14 years. Wow, that's a
long time.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, man, that is such like.
Yeah, so I kind of take that back. I would say yes. I stuck with.
Yeah.
Well, I stuck with it till the end. I'm telling you that. I mean, that's kind of how I'm wired. I mean, I'm a loyal person, but so yeah.
I just realized something. I was like, I can't believe that for like 14 years I was complacent just because I didn't want to.
You were comfortable.
I was comfortable. And
yeah, that is a good kind of lesson or something.
Wow,
to throw
I was
out
like,
there.
I just realized that
You don't realize it. Like the time just melts away.
It does because you know, even after like the 14 years that we were together, there was a time period where it was like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then finally I was just like, you know what? We're in different places in our lives. Right. You know, I want to grow and do my own thing, and you just still want to be, you know, where you want to be.
Yeah, you don't want to change.
No, and no judgments to him now. I mean, I hope he's doing good in life now, but it was just, you know, that was, I think, one of my most toxic relationships.
All right, last question. I don't know why something just popped into my head. Looking back, what's one decision you have made in the 80s or 90s that clearly wasn't you, but you did it anyway to belong?
I don't know. Again, I never really cared to belong to anybody. I was by myself most of the time.
So, the story that popped into my head, I'll tell it really quick. So, there was this one guy I used to hang out with from grade school, and I think at the time we were in 8th grade, so we are getting ready to graduate.
Yeah.
And this kid, he was something else. This kid, I don't know, I've known him since pre-kindergarten. And we were in 8th grade now. So anyways, he picked up smoking or was starting to pick up smoking.
Yeah.
And in 8th grade, you're what, 13?
About.
Maybe. So one time I went to his house, like, I mean, it was normal. to hang out. And then he's like, yeah, let's go for a walk. So we went for a walk, and we're from Chicago, so we have something called the L. So it's basically our train or subway system.
Yeah.
And so, in some areas, instead of being underground, it's above ground.
Right.
Hence L, right? Elevated or whatever. So anyways, so we're walking underneath the L or whatever. And he stops and he pulls out a cigarette. And I'm kind of like, and I'm getting nervous, right? Because I'm like,
oh, this is bad.
Yeah, this is bad. We're not supposed to be doing this. So he pulls out a cigarette. He says, Joel, do you want one? And I'm kind of like, yeah. So I take one like a dum-dum. And he lights his cigarette, right? And then he's like, here, light yours. So I go to light it, whatever, I lit it. And then he starts smoking, right? And I've never done this before, so I'm like, I've seen. I mean, my parents used to smoke, my uncle smoked, so I've seen people do it. So
you just personally never did it.
I've never done it, so I'm like, and of course I'm nervous. I'm looking around to see who's watching me. I'm just waiting for my mom or dad, like,
to come out from around the corner.
So we're like in this alley or something like this. Smoking, just 12, 13-year-olds trying to smoke cigarettes. He's smoking whatever. I got my cigarette lit, and I'm kind of just watching him, and I'm trying to mimic him. And I go to take a drag off the cigarette, and I'm not even really inhaling it, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So then it comes time to, like, kind of flick the ashes. So he's doing it no problem, right? Because he's been here before. He knows what he's doing. So here I am, like, okay, now I got to flick the ashes, right? Like, I got to do that. So I go to flick it, and I was holding it the wrong way. So when I flicked it, the filter broke off. So the cigarette I had in my hand turned into two pieces.
Yeah.
So I got the cigarette part and the filter part. And I didn't want to say anything because he gave it to me and I didn't want to show him that I broke it. So I'm like trying to pretend that it's still together. And so I'm like trying to wedge them together so it still looks like one cigarette. And then I forgot what. I think I ended up like just pretending something. I did something where I just threw it and where you couldn't find it. Like, oh yeah, I'm done, and I just threw it. But yeah, that was just the feeling I had when that happened. I laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But I was like super nervous.
That actually triggered another thing. There was I don't know why we hung out with this girl. She was so lame. Mm-hmm. We would do things and we wouldn't get caught, but we would get caught because her dumbass would go
always
and tell on everybody all the time, no matter what we did. And one time, one of them, actually, she brought the cigarettes, and she's like, "Oh, let's smoke." And I was like, "Dude, you're gonna tell on us. Like, we're gonna get in trouble for this." She's like, "No, I promise. I'll even do it too." So we did it. Sure enough, the next day, I'm in my class, and this chick comes out, and the social worker comes to the class, and I see she's pulling me out, and then this other kid got pulled out. By the third kid, I was like, oh, freaking this little dumbass went ahead and told on us. So yeah, we were all six of us,
busted.
All six of us. Mind you, this happened after school. And they're like, "What happened? You guys shouldn't be smoking, blah, blah, blah." And everybody just kept me mugging this chick. Like, why? Why do you do this? Like, there was no reason to tell, And I remember that they had called our parents and they told the parents what happened. So my stepdad, trying to be like, "Oh, you're gonna learn a lesson and blah, 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 He's like, "I'm gonna buy a pack of cigarettes and you're gonna smoke it in front of me and your mom."
The whole thing. Yeah.
The whole thing. I was like, okay. So he goes out and he buys the box of cigarettes, and it kind of backfired on him because I sat there and I smoked a cigarette in front of him, no problems. And he got mad. He just like snatched it from me and ended up throwing the cigarettes out. But I mean, I shouldn't have been smoking. I had my lung issues and my lung had been removed at that time. But
that's not gonna fly now.
Again,
here, smoke these cigarettes.
Yeah. No, but
aren't cigarettes like $80 a pack now or something like that?
I don't know how people smoke, man. That stuff is expensive.
And it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You stink.
No, so it ended up backfiring on him and stuff, and I didn't learn anything, but now knowing what I know, I'm glad I never actually picked up the habit 100%. Because I smoked throughout my teenage years, just never on a solid basis.
Yeah, I never really got into smoking.
No.
I thought it stunk. I didn't like the way it smelled.
I just did it because, I mean, when you're drinking and doing other things, why not just add to
If
it?
anything, I'd smoke either pipes or cigars.
Ugh, that I can't do.
Pipes I used to like because the tobacco you can get like cherry and vanilla, this and that. And
to me, it smells so bad.
No,
like,
I think
regardless.
that kind of smoke wasn't too bad. Like the tobacco from pipes.
I remember the first time I smoked a cigar, I threw up. It was, I could.
Yeah, but then you have to get good cigars. You can't get cheap cigars.
Well, when you're 14, 15, smoking a cigar, like, you're going to smoke what you can get,
Yeah. All right.
Memories.
That was fun.
Yeah, that actually was kind of cool. It unlocked a couple of memories there.
Yes, I have plenty because I'm old. All right. Anyways, don't forget the website, people. Sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. If you want to drop us a line or tell us some funny stories about dumb stuff you did when you were a kid, sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. And visit us on the socials. And you know what they all are. The Tiki-Takis and the Facebookies and Instagrammies.
What are we, 5?
And don't forget to check out Gloria's podcast on Fridays, Glowing Off Script. You will enjoy it. It's great.
Yes, I am currently, if you're available, interesting, and willing to be a part of my show, my podcast. So, seriously, I am looking for guests. So I'm looking for inspirational stories, just anything fun, not just serious, just talk to me, reach out. You guys can always reach out to me at GLOING offscript@yahoo.com.
Absolutely. And just a couple shout outs for my friends, Gary Holtz and AJ at northmancoaching.com. They are also on school, SKOOL.com. And they're with Northman Coaching and Northman Brotherhood. And they're there for men that are going through divorces, hard times, stuff like that. Just a group of guys that get together and just kind of fellowship and talk it out and stuff like that. No judgments, no, this is Fight Club. We don't talk about a Fight Club. And then we also have C.E. Shuffler and my buddy Cliff, the owner of DSM Factor, Discipline, Standards, and Mindset. And he is also a life coach, along with Gary. And he helps guys or anyone who is looking to better their lives through either their mental mindsets and even fitness. She's into fitness too. So if you're looking to be of sound mind and body, he's your guy. So visit him at ceshuffler.com. And all those guys are great. So no, you can't go wrong. And one last thing, my book, May December End, The Ballad of Joey Flowers. Check that out. It's on Amazon, Amazon Kindle, and on Nook if you have one of the Nook devices. You want to add anything, Mrs. Rosario?
Be nice to each other, sip your tea, and drink your coffee.
All right, that's it for us this week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Sessions and lessons unscripted.